Today we have a bumper edition as usual. We are still running what we call a state of emergency on Stop Creek Forest Reserve, and by the grace of God we will not stop until the issue surrounding the Stop Creek Forest Reserve are resolved. So today we'll just take little bit from the position of Ibono and the position of Nigerian Conservation Society, and incidentally, because of some technical things and some pressure that we've had to grapple with of late, there is a skip. Our almost 68th or 69th edition of Stop Taking Agenda Setting for an Aquarium Without Oil. This is 69th edition. We are looking at something. We are going to, just start something. We'll just introduce the matter because we're going to go deep into it. So, on that, we're going to look at the Aquarium diaspora, assets or liabilities to the government and people of Akwa Ibom State. This is part 1. That's on Stop Taking an Agenda Setting for Aquarium Without Oil. Our people in diaspora, are they assets or liabilities to both government and the people of Akwa Ibom State? That conversation, we will do the best we can to reach out to those who should speak to be able to address it. And then we'll look at the Cross River and Akwa Ibom 76 oil wells saga as it enters the next level. Over the weekend, we heard that the federal government of Nigeria that has set up an interagency on committee on oil producing states allegedly submitted report to Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission, and then we heard that Cross River State has been listed as a littoral state, which is going to, if done, is going to undo Supreme Court judgments and ICD judgments. So what are we going to do today? We are going to just look at updates from what information is available in public domain, and that is likely to include a TV news on an international TV station on the matter. We'll just give you snippets and then allow you to be able to research more and get more information. And we are struggling, really struggling, because one eye is not enough on radio. We need to have a situation room. What do we call it? Podcast? Yes, it's podcast. But we call it a situation room, where we should be dealing with issues as they arise, virtually every day or as need be. Not just to wait after 7 days, you just come and rush over issues that we should do justice to. So we are trusting God that we'll be able to just have our situation room ready, where leaders can come, vulnerable persons can come, speak to the world, real time. And talking about people, vulnerable persons, we have our brother in United Arab Emirates that we brought his case since January because of the visa issues between Nigeria and United Arab Emirates. Somebody was doing very well with his family, became a destitute, and finally stranded. They are living on the streets of United Arab Emirates with 4 children and a 7-month-old baby. And we have made appeals, we have written letters, we have made contact across. He sent a video where he was crying, and today I want to talk about that. And interestingly, we also have in the house another vulnerable person who, by the time you get to the convention, you get to know her. She's just came to meet her in the station now. We'll introduce her, and she's another item under humanitarian intervention. And as we always do, foods for thought and thoughts for food for this week. The first says, leaders who don't listen will eventually be surrounded by people who have nothing to say. Andy Stanley. I take that again. Leaders who don't listen will eventually be surrounded by people who have nothing to say. Andy Stanley. I don't have anything to add to that. Next is a quote by Bill Gates. I don't think I've ever done a quote by Bill Gates, but this one touched me. And here it goes. The best leaders and weakness need assistance. Bill Gates. I take that again. The best leaders not only understand and accept their strengths and weaknesses, but also realized where they need assistance. Bill Gates. There's nothing so terrible, more terrible than somebody who doesn't know but pretends that he knows so much, and it's made worse when you have sycophants and praise singers at least prevalent in society now, and blackmailers, and there's nothing they can ever contribute than praise singing. And when that leader fails or manages to finish his term or terms in office, they now move to the next leader because they are leeches, parasites, nothing to contribute. That's why we are here, to help leaders voluntarily, but we keep going because faith is our currency. Having said that much, recall that last week we had a guest in the house who incidentally is visually impaired, by name Daniel Okunsam. It's a Holy Call Town Crier. He's a balladeer, inspirational speaker, writer, organic food maker. And he was there with his daughter, who started from the age of 13 to be writing for the father. The father has a book he wants to publish, and she was there. In developments, we could not send out letters which we had proposed to. His plea is that he needs support to establish his organic food kitchen somewhere at the back. He's from Itemeku, but he's set at the back. He has 3 children. He lost a wife, and society must rise up to help such a person. Brilliant mind. And we were supposed to host Right Honorable Dr. Dan Akpan, former member of the House of Reps, and then founding chairman of Bulk Purchase Agency. He couldn't make it because of flight schedules, and we had thought we'd be able to host him today, but situation has not allowed that to happen. Possibly it may not happen, maybe even on this matter, but we look forward to hosting him someday on issues of concern. And we're to host him because of the press statements, or a statement he made about the 76 oil wells, which is on the front burner, which is another angle in our state of emergency, which we must be able to fight until that is done. We read a poem last week from Udo Silas, having to do with the what do you call it now? Electronic transfer, monetary transfer of results. Was something to write home about. And we have given our verdict. Anybody that doesn't want electronic transfer is planning how Nigeria can further degenerate. INEC said they could do it in 2023. What has changed between then and now? Not because the Supreme Court said yes, they did not have, wasn't constitutional. That itself is something that the world shall discuss till our great grandchildren will wonder what sort of people we were in our era, because a lot happened in 2023, but we cannot fail to make things happen. Let me leave other things we did last week so that we can get started, because I didn't know that our guests, live studio guests now, will make it because of how my first meeting with her at the station here on Friday went. So I just want to introduce Mary Young Enyeni. She will tell us where she's from, and when we get there, I want to welcome her so that by the time we get into the conversation, she'll be much at home with us. You're welcome to Open Forum with Susan Enquiry.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Speaker.
Yeah. Mary Enyeni is visually impaired. For those watching us online, you can see her with, we call it white cane. Is that white cane?
Yes.
Okay. She's with her white cane, and she came to meet her here. She has no assistance, and when we get there, we'll get to know what her case is. But first, let me start with the case of Mr. Michael Bassi and family, who are stranded Akwa Ibomites. They are from Ikono local government area, Akwa Ibom State. An oil worker who was bought by a UAE oil company. They paid their airfare, was living well, doing well, even got a better offer, and in the course of changing his visa to the new employers, he did not know that Nigeria has problem diplomatic visa and work permit issuance to Nigerians, including people that were working there, which is why Mr. Michael Bassi fell victim of not being able to get a new visa in the name of this new company that bought him. And he struggled, hoping that it was a minor issue until his resources, everything finished. And as we speak, Mr. Michael Bassi has been stranded, and we have reached out. I personally tried to reach out to the essay to the governor of Akwa Ibom State on diaspora, Miss Linda Umo. She did not respond. Michael Bassi reached out to her. She did not respond. Much earlier than me. Eventually, she responded, and when we interviewed Michael Bassi, you heard what he said. The kind of thing she said is not something that can be repeated here again, because it amounts to waste of time. Unfortunately, other efforts we have made through one of our almost acting high commissioner in one of the countries of the world, who promised to reach out to the embassy there, has not yielded results. And all efforts, even to raise money just for them to secure a one room to be able to have where to sleep, talk less of food, none of them have yielded. We have reached out. I've reached out to the paramount ruler of Ikono. He has made effort to reach out to somebody or some persons that should be able to respond. And from my last discussion with His Royal Majesty, he has not gotten response. We have had to write to His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State. We've not gotten response yet. So I don't want to play the video here. Michael Bassi sent a video where he was crying, where somebody gave them, just stay here the next few days, pay money. He stayed almost 2 weeks. They could not raise money to pay. They were thrown out. They are in the cold in United Arab Emirates. That is a son of Akwa Ibom State. I am begging His Excellency, in the name of Almighty God, to please extend His milk of human kindness. We have described him as compassion personified. Some people even attack me. Why do you say so? I say I have my reasons. I don't presume. People that know me know that I do not presume. But when anybody does something that is good, we will say it. And when it is bad, we will say it. As much as we try, as much as possible, to say it privately, it doesn't work. We are here on radio. After radio is for everybody. When we praise, it's on radio. We do the appeal privately, it doesn't work. We now bring it to the open. Your Excellency, I'm going to do a follow-up letter. Please, your children are suffering in United Arab Emirates with a 7-month-old baby. A whole family, not because they went into crime, but just because we've not been able to manage certain things well. Up till now, we don't have ambassadors, and there are limitations to what embassy staff can do. We want that family to be brought back to Akwa Ibom. I am very emotional as I speak. I am in tears. But we have to be strong. We have to be strong to face what we are facing. I'm going to do that later again. Since it's difficult, we've reached out to the council, we've reached out to some stakeholders in the corner. Nothing has yielded. We'll still try to reach out to maybe more stakeholders in the corner, because some of this matter is supposed to be handled by people at the local government level. At most, about 3 million can take care of the rent, almost 4 million now, because the arrears he owed. If they pick him up and put him in detention, he will not be able to function. God knows what will happen to his family. And once he has the house to stay, at least for some months, we'll be able to work out other details for his evacuation. I am re-emphasizing this because this very appeal will speak to who we are. And still on the issue of humanitarian intervention, I want to take this interview very fast with the live studio guest that we have, talking about Mary Young in Yenigi. She is visually impaired, like I said. It was on Friday, about the evening time of Friday, February 13. I received a call from Memories that somebody was looking for me, or a case that needs my attention, and I came, we talked. The case was so pathetic, and because of certain matters that I'm handling, it was even absolutely impossible to do beyond what we did. I tried to make contact with somebody, a family member, but that did not actually yield, and she had to find her way. But I gave her a blank check in the sense that if she can make it to the station, I will host her. If she was able to confirm she will be able to make it, we will have had her picture and her story on our promo flyer like we normally do. But since she could not reach out to me, she didn't even have my personal contact, I came to meet her in the studio. You're welcome, Mary Young Yenigi.
Thank you, presenter.
Yes. Which local government area are you from?
I'm from Eubia.
Eubia is
Akwa Ibom State. Eubia.
Eubia is in a run now.
But it's in a run.
But when we talked, there was a mention of Ure from Oruko.
Yes, that's a local government.
That's your local government.
Yes.
So you are from Ure from Oruko local government area.
Yes.
You are not too familiar with Akwa Ibom, the way you talk. Are you familiar with Akwa Ibom State?
Not all that, sir.
Not all that. Now, what is your background? Let's start from the beginning. Who is Mary Young Yenigi? Who are you?
I am a Nigerian and I'm from Akwa Ibom State.
Yes.
I think I was in School of Nursing.
Allow the rope. No, be steady, please.
I was in School of Nursing, Hampton, UK. I left there. I left Akwa Ibom on 2014.
Okay.
Planning to go to School of Nursing in Gagulada, Abuja,
Okay.
Federal School of Nursing, and it did not work out that way. And somebody made a visa for me to fly to UK, since my ambition also was to be there.
Okay.
And so I went to school there, School of Nursing, Hampton, UK.
Okay.
I did basic nursing first year. Nothing was wrong with my vision, and when I came home 2016 on a winter holiday, and then I began to develop these eye issues till every year it grows blur and blur. I could not understand what happened to me, as in I could not be able to go back again to complete my midwife study,
Okay.
which supposed to be second year. Then I graduate and then start to work.
Now, quite interesting. It's as if you were doing pretty well. How were you able to have the resources and secure the visa to go to UK? Where did you get that kind of assistance from?
Back then, Godswill Akpabio was the governor of Akwa Ibom State then, and his wife, First Lady Unoma Akpabio, I think they were the one that they were doing something in Planet FM. I think he was commissioning Planet FM radio then.
Okay.
And then I'm a fan of listening to that FM always that time. And then when the phone line was open, I pressed on. I keep pressing on till I spoke with him that I need help, that I want to go back to school, and immediately said I should take my number.
Raise them up to the mic.
They immediately said they should take my number, and they took my number, and I was very happy. I was sent to the government house, and he told the commissioner for health then, ACN by name,
yeah,
to take me to the bank. That ACN called me one morning. I was so happy that His Excellency have 5 million naira for me. I should go to the bank.
Interesting.
They should deposit there for me. And I was very happy.
Okay, let's leave the details now. This is awesome what radio can do. And that reminds me, Wholesaler, our producer, what radio day was just last week. And I wasn't on air to
celebrate.
To talk about that. Radio is so critical. Hear what the radio did to somebody, just calling in on radio, and a governor who had a Midas touch. Akpabio will say, "Who I bless is blessed." He blessed a caller with 5 million naira, and she used that money to go to UK. This is for the records. I'm happy you've narrated the full story. I'm hearing that for the first time. I just heard that it was Akpabio that gave 5 million. I didn't know how it came about. Now you came back and your sight got bad, and so you could not go back to UK. Is that what happened?
Yes.
Now, between then and now, what else did you do? How did you, what else did you do to keep yourself together?
I went to Abuja since Akwa Ibom was stopped. I think at the tenure of Udom Emmanuel, I went to Abuja to seek for help in National Assembly, and I didn't find it. But a good citizen by name Prince Otto Eze Ozoibondu is from Anambra, gave me again. I went to his, someone took me to his house in Maitama, Abuja. He saw me at the CCTV and he asked me to come in and what is my plight and what do I want? I said, "Sir, I want to go back to Europe like this to have my e-smart glass, because e-smart glass can enable me to see like others." I told him that this is my needs and I want to go back to Europe and then go back and begin my study and work with the help of e-smart glass. And he asked me, how much would that cost me? I think that was 2022. I told him, "Sir, whatever your mind, but the money is going to be 4.5 million. Then e-smart glass now, $6 raise is 6 point something million now. It's a sign me check there. And he also gave me some money to go and feed myself. Gave me 1 million in an envelope, and the other one was check. 4.5 was check. And everybody said I should not go to Europe. I should do business so that this money will fetch me something more that I'll be able to go and accommodate myself in Europe. I took the money and went into business. I rented a shop in Karu Market 2003, and I put a good little girl there. I sent people to Dubai. There's a lady I used to send to Dubai the jewelry, because I was good in that, jewelry, perfume and so on. And almost 2 years I did for a year, and it was booming, very, very fine. The money was coming. Immediately everyone heard that fire broke into Karu Market and destroyed goods of people. And
what year was that?
I was that 2004.
Okay.
And fire broke in, everything was destroyed, and the whole of that money went to that. I became penury till this day, even to pay my rent.
This is quite emotional.
Was hard.
Thank you so much. You have heard life story from this lady. Those watching online get to see her. She looks quite civilized, and unfortunately, all the assistance she had gotten, most of them turned out to something else. But she has not lost hope. That is why she decided to come to Memories FM. Not because she knew anybody. Did you know anybody in particular when you decided to come here?
No. I was at the police station having a little issue with a sibling because of stranded issue, and the policeman advised me.
Are you in pains the way you are moving your body?
Yes.
Sorry. Take it easy.
And so they told me I should come to Memories FM.
It's okay. Let's leave those details out. Now, what is your request? You lost all the investment into the Cairo market fire of 2022, and you said you could not even pay your house rent again in Abuja, and you are back here with nowhere to stay, nothing to do, no food to eat, and it's not easy being dependent on family members because everybody have issues in their hands. So let's leave the family talk out of it. And I want to say this, I've spoken with the sister when she came here and told me certain things. I called the sister, we spoke, and we are not giving up on making sure that issues are settled after we have our people, issues, ideas, and solutions. But she told me something. The way she said it was like, oh, let me go back to Akwa Ibom. I'm going to see my governor. You said you were coming to see His Excellency for
His Excellency and
yes.
the daughter. I don't know her name, but I know
Heli.
his father's name.
Yeah, you can call her Excellency.
Her Excellency.
Heli Nobareki.
Yes. And
very fast. I want you to make that appeal straight.
I'm unable to see him.
Did you make effort to see him? Why did you say you are unable? Did you go to government house?
I went to government house many times. The security was tight. They did not allow me, and I came back.
Did you drop a letter? You think you can just go there without a letter or without invitation and you can see the
I
governor?
dropped a letter twice.
Okay,
even 2023, I came to Akwa Ibom. I dropped letter. I wasn't called.
Okay. You have copies of those letters?
I didn't bring it here.
No, but you have them.
I have them, but it's in Abuja.
That is bad. You should have come with those letters because a reminder will really help. Now, just in a minute, make your appeal so that we can cross over to other matters.
Please, My Excellency, Pastor Moino, and Her Excellency Helen Obareki, and I also put a plea to the Humanitarian Service, Women Affairs. Please, I am a born child of Akwa Ibom, and I need help. I want rehabilitation. The rehabilitation I want is, number one, if I can, His Excellency can see me and make me to go back to Europe to acquire my e-smart glass to be able to get to my nursing work and put food on my table. In case people don't know about e-smart glass, it's very helpful. It's an eyeglass for the visually impaired. Even if you have no eyeball, you can Google it for yourself.
Now, how much does that go for? E-smart glass. How much does it go for?
It goes for 6.8 million, and ticket to fly back. I think the whole estimation, if they can help me with 10 million, it will be okay.
Now, can't you get the glass anywhere here in Nigeria without having to fly to Europe?
It's not invented in Nigeria. I find out about it. I have to be there, and then they test me and then.
Okay, you need to be tested there.
Yes.
It's okay. Go straight to the next appeal.
And then the second appeal is that I need a permanent accommodation. And what to do, and that will put food, even if they will enroll me in government payments, so that every month I'll get salary to be feeding. I'll be very, very happy apart from business. I need help. Please, they should help me.
Okay, even if you cannot conclude your nursing profession training, is there anything service you can render? Is there anything you can do where either government or any organization can engage you so that you can earn a living? Is there anything you can do?
Yes.
Are you a motivational speaker? Or what do you think you can do? Is there anything you can do as a form of service? We believe in service.
Yes, like what kind of?
No, like people have gifts. For instance, like
I love to speak. I love to sing.
Really?
I love to clean, but how to understand the environment. Like in Abuja, many jobs came from the bank. For me to clean, to be earning 150,000, but how to understand the environment and go about to clean it.
Oh my God.
I lost the job. I had a job in an American embassy, which is to teach white children, because children loves me. I love them. I'm not married. I don't have kids, but children love me with passion. I could not do it. Wow. I lost that job. See what my black condition can. I was born black. I want His Excellency
okay.
to help me. I believe God will heal me.
No, it's okay, please. It's quite emotional here, and it's understandable. I want to appeal the handlers of His Excellency. Letters do come, like you've heard. She has written letters. We too have written letters. Even that of Michael Bassi, we have written after several talks on radio. But unfortunately, we have issues. We have issues which we must needfully address when it comes to treating correspondences. People are actually dying. I am a victim of such. That is why, because as a child, I was in a movie you used to watch. What was it called? A series, Bionic Man. I used to love it. You see somebody doing extraordinary things. So, some of us are doing extraordinary things, like Bionic Man. You are almost dying, but you are saving other people. Wow! Somebody even, I think, whether UK or US or so, mocked me. Say, poor person like you want to go and do humanitarian work. You don't know it's millionaires that do it. I just saw the person as being very miserable, very helpless, and such a person, if you believe in Nigeria, should be, in fact, I think young can get good. So you don't need to be a millionaire before you help people. Yes, I've actually been helped by people who have nothing for themselves, and we're also trying to do that even much more than can be imagined. That's why this program is going on. We owe to do this. We owe a lot to research. We have staff. We have a number of people here and there that look up to us. We will not give up. We will not give up. So our letter will come. We will write also to the council chairman of Refong Ruko, where she's from. We believe God. Of course, we've not opened the phone lines yet. We're going to open the phone lines, but that call is especially for this talk. Please just hold on. You're going to call us soon. So thank you so very much. We are going to do a letter. We'll do a follow-up. Sadly, your previous letters are not here, but we'll do the best that we can, such that we will make sense that you came all the way. Otoizi never knew you. He helped you. Akpabio. Have you ever met with Gospel Akpabio, His Excellency?
I spoke with him.
You only spoke with him on phone?
Yes.
Does he know you? Has he seen you before?
He has seen me before.
Where did he see you?
In his house once, when he was looking for Niger Delta portfolio. And
okay, that means after you had come, before you went, it was just radio talk that made Akpabio to give you the money, isn't
yes.
it? That's what I wanted to hear.
Then he was the governor.
Beautiful. Akpabio helped this lady without ever seeing her. Otoize, did you know Otoize before he helped you?
No.
Otoize gave her 5.5 million without ever knowing her, and with this kind of appeal, and the tears she's shedding on air. We want to appeal, please, Your Excellency, we are coming. They will cut short a number of things, because here we say we run the most valuable 1 hour on radio. We attend these and that because they are very important. We have to dedicate that time to her to be able to express what she has. We want to go into the next item, which, like I said, we just do tidbits here and there, and that should actually be let us stop taking agenda setting for Akwa Ibom without oil. We just want to do introduction to that first. Akwa Ibom diaspora, are they assets or liabilities to the government and people of the state? You will recall that there is an annual pilgrimage Akwa Ibom people do by going to US for Akisan conventions, and we are also aware that there are some of the conventions that were a bit controversial to those that followed the story, and we know that it takes so much money for delegations normally sponsored by Akwa Ibom state government to go to Akisan for conventions. We will get to the roots of some of these, but very importantly, I remember the first time, I think it was during the Akpabio administration, we went and made donations at Akisan, and the news came down. The response was mixed. How come that people who should be coming to help us are now receiving donations from Akwa Ibom state government? Some said it's necessary. Some said it is unacceptable. We will dig into that history and bring the fact. And then we also recall during the Emmanuel administration controversies about how I think the delegation came, they could not see him, they now went to NDDC where we had Enquiry. I think they said they were received, and then we did the convention. Why we said the government delegation went, and one thing led to another, and the story that we heard showed that all did not go well. And then just recently last year, under the Emmanuel administration, still under the Emmanuel administration, Akisan got into a project where the Akwa State government be completed, and I remember His Excellency Governor Emmanuel then said that money was not a dash, it was an investment. What has happened to that investment? What has happened to that project? Under Pastor Moino, we heard the controversies, which was very much ignited too by a podcast by Professor Ofiong Okwa, who made certain allegations about how much or how many people were going to leave Akwa Ibom to attend Akisan, and for the first time, I don't think there was any delegation that went there, and we now heard that the next convention, which is 2026, is actually going to hold in Akwa Ibom State and may likely be sponsored by the Akwa Ibom State government. We need to get all those details. But in all of this, what has been the contributions of our people in diaspora, Akisan in particular? We have advocated that we should have a more broad body that encompasses not just people in America, but our people in other countries of the world. But is diaspora all about other countries of the world? No. If you are living in Calabar, in Cross River State, rather, you are in diaspora. If you are living in Lagos, you are in diaspora. You live in Abuja, you are in diaspora. And the one that has ignited this conversation is the last meeting of His Excellency Pastor Mobaseno with our diasporans in Abuja. I watched that very conversation. I watched the proceedings. It was streamed live, and I heard the presentations by the president of the Akwa Ibom people, Akwa Ibom community in Abuja. I've forgotten his first name now, but his surname is Fan. Never heard that before. Chief Fan actually reeled out request upon requests, including even a car, official car, apart from bus. The bus they had, it's about 15 years and all of that, used to break down. A pregnant woman had to be evacuated because the bus broke down, they couldn't manage. So please give us a vehicle, do this, do that, and all of that. And I did not hear, for one, the contribution of our Akwa Ibom diasporans in Abuja, except that they said they came to vote. Everything has been politicized. The lady that spoke, I think it was network breakage, I couldn't hear what she said, as part, but it must have been still request. And then somebody who's coordinating politics also came dressed in the regalia and talking politics, and he spoke so well. And when the governor spoke, he said that you understand some of them are struggling, and he's going to build a Akwa Ibom estate in Abuja where we can get the houses at subsidized rate. This has raised conversation. This is part one of our talk. We are going to follow and make calls to some of these leaders to help us so that we do not mislead anybody. We are asking a question. Akwa Ibom diaspora, assets or liabilities to the government and people of the state. If Akwa Ibom State government did not have in the 2026 budget the building of a state in Abuja, and then it is not humanitarian housing like it's been done here, what will happen to other court in Calabar? Is the move something we are our people outside Akwa Ibom a burden on us? Those questions, we will attempt to answer them in a series. And I assure you, I'm going to put a call across to those that matter. And then you will also have opportunity to speak on this issue. So this is opening the conversation. What has happened to the 10 billion invested in the Akisan project in New York or wherever that project was? I will get the name. And what is going to happen with the proposed housing at Akwa Ibom Estate in Abuja, where the land has been secured already for houses that will be built and sold at subsidized rate? Who are going to be the beneficiaries? What have been their value to the state and people? What are other indigenes of other states doing to their communities? And then we'll help our leaders to make sense. And so that conversation is very much open, because stock taking agenda sitting for appointment without oil. If we are pushing, this is the 69th edition, if we are pushing monies that should be used locally to go and help certain persons who are doing very well, owning properties, and then looking for help because some people may actually be acting like children of a very rich father. No matter how rich they are, their father is richer than them. So they can't contribute, they can't support the father. They have to still take. The leaders will say, daddy is daddy. If his mom is the mommy, he's here. The money is here. They're even looking for appointments and looking for contracts. The chairman of the appointment community was making requests they should be engaged. What have you brought to the table? And guess what? During the public hearing for the oil well recitation, Akwa Ibom community went on demonstration, but they did not raise such issue when they had opportunity with the governor to say, Your Excellency, this is our thought on this matter. I'm coming to that anyway. It's part of our discussion. I'm going to do that very briefly. But unfortunately, we are having just requests, personal requests for group and self. Nothing about the people. How could Akwa Ibom community in Abuja go to protest at the literal boundaries of Akwa Ibom and Cross River State? You see the governor, you couldn't talk about it. You did it privately, we could not have a public statement because there's no way that kind of thing should be done in secret. We are getting the best feedback from Cross River on whatever is happening. It is unacceptable. So that conversation is open. Please, you'll be free to send inputs to us, because it will continue in series until we are able to do justice to it. And then talking about the Cross River Akwa Ibom oil well saga, we heard that the technical team, the federal government interagency committee on Nigeria's oil producing states, allegedly submitted a report to what do you call them now? To Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission. I had thought I would be able, our time really flies, but maybe next week we will play the video. There was a news item on Arise. I have the video. I had thought I would be able to play it. Unfortunately, time is not on our side, and we have tons of research materials. I don't know if I can. I would have loved to just read out the news as relayed. So sorry, it's was lost in the tons of my documents here. The reality is that, like I said, I watched the news, was that the committee, okay, let me just recap what was read on the Arise news over the weekend. Court said, welcome back. We are still watching the world. The federal government is set to restore Cross River State to its littoral status 24 years after the International Court of Justice ruled on the disputed Bakassi Peninsula in favor of Cameroon, leading to its forced removal as a littoral state. New findings contained in the report of the Interagency Committee on the Verification of Crude Oil and Gas Wells, coordinates, and of disputed oil and gas fields and newly drilled oil and gas wells from 2017 to December 2025 have recommended the state should not only revert to its status quo ante. Note that. Has recommended that the state should not only revert to its status quo ante, but also be allocated 119 new oil wells. The report exclusively obtained by Arise News Channel, also recommended 119 wells for Akwa Ibom State, 22 wells for Anambra State to be shared with Delta and Bayelsa. Recommended that the President direct the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission and other related agencies to implement accordingly. That was the news aired on Arise News. And before then, somebody had sent me a report having to do with an article where Cross River is being congratulated that they have been listed as a littoral state, which by that report effectively does not recognize the Supreme Court judgment. Time would not permit us to read all that, but the information is that the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission have denied that the writer of the RMFC denies report claiming oil wells to be relocated between Akwa Ibom and Cross River State. That is official. And our governor, when he came back, I think yesterday, has said that there's no cause